Hello, YouTube. Welcome and hello on Instagram. It's Dr. Dion Napier with Amplify Vocal Studio. So glad to be with you guys today. I am coming to talk about 5 common mistakes that classically trained singers make when trying to sing commercial music. So for those of you all who are new to my channel, I've been getting a lot of new followers over on Instagram. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining live. I'm Dr. Dion Napier, and my background is in classical singing. I trained as a classical singer for 11 years in academia, and I was on a path to become a professional opera singer. That's the direction that the university steered me in, but that was not truly what was in my heart. That was not my divine path. That was a default path. You'll hear me talking about that a lot. And so I pivoted out of that and became a commercial voice coach, online entrepreneur. And so now my mission in this here marketplace is to equip classical singers and voice teachers and help you guys sing commercial music without sounding operatic, because that is a real issue. And it's an issue that I don't see a lot of voice coaches talking about, So this is why I exclusively equip and talk to university trained classical singers, voice teachers, and some musical theater singers that have classical background that's touring professionally. I'm specifically here for you guys to help you. Okay. So welcome. That's who I am. I see a lot of y'all over here on Instagram. Thank you for being here. So let's jump in, because I do these lives and I'm not going to stay longer than 15 minutes. I'm going to tell you like 5 common mistakes that I see in my studio with classical singers that's trying to sing commercial music. The first mistake is singing too loudly. Classical singers, we coming from this opera realm where we sing unamplified. It's a lot of high breath pressure and all of that. And then we come over and want to sing this contemporary music and we're approaching it the same way, and it just does not work, okay? You can really relax when you're singing commercial music, largely because you have a microphone that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So that's something that we have to be aware of when we're crossing over from singing classical music unamplified into singing amplified commercial styles, okay? So what you want to go for, what I like to say, go for like 60% of your sound. You never want to blast it and sing at 100%. Go for 60% as like your baseline. For your higher notes or you're more powerful, you can go for 80%, but you really just want to keep it easy. And the thing that's going to help you to keep it at a 60% without sounding like you're off the voice, like what we say in classical music, is you're going to have to incorporate pharyngeal resonance and secure your mixed voice. Mixed voice is the way, I'm sorry, my notes are over here. Mixed voice is the way that we sing powerfully without working hard, without pulling up a lot of weight in the larynx and doing all this stuff. So you're going to have to secure that mixed voice to be able to do it. So when my singers come in my studio, I have them to do their exercises and stuff on a mezzo forte. And a lot of them, it throws them off because they feel like they're not doing enough, right? Because it's not that high pressure operatic sound, and it feels like, well, dang, I'm not doing enough. No, you are doing enough, because you have to remember you're going to have a mic. So that's the first thing, singing too loudly. The second mistake that I see often with classical singers wanting to sing commercial music, we're carrying over clean onsets and releases, guys. So y'all know in classical, everything, the chorus and the breath, they're starting together. So I'm going to just take a little happy birthday, just something everybody knows. So if we were going to sing that in a classical style, happy birthday to you, right? Everything is clean and all that. In commercial music, the onsets do not have to be that precise and that clean. You can have different types of onsets. So you can have a breathy onset, okay? Where that's going to be happy birthday to you, right? It's like a breathy chest voice, and that's okay. You can use vocal fry on your onsets. Happy birthday to you, right? Where you've got that slow coming together of the vocal folds with the vocal fry. You can also do glottals, right? So instead of you just have it starts with an H. So you would say, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. Here's your glottal if you want to add, I said happy birthday, That's your glottal attack. Do you know what I mean? It's not a lot of air coming through the folds there. You can do that. And even with your releases, I'm looking at my notes. Even with your releases, you can fall off. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. You see how I just fell off, right, of the sound? So we really can get rid of these clean onsets and releases when we're going into commercial music. It's going to be more stylistic to just sing it with the feel and the emotion of the style that you're in. Okay, so that's the second mistake. You guys feel free. You guys that are on here with me live, feel free to drop questions if you have them. Okay, that's the second mistake. The third mistake is singing with pure vowels, okay? So we definitely do this in opera and classical singing because vowels carry the tone. So we need those vowels to be tall and resonant because we got to cut through the orchestra and all the things. In commercial style singing, though, it's less presentational and more conversational. The story trumps the beauty of the voice, if you will. Now, you need to sound good. But when you're singing commercial style, you're usually telling a story. So you need your vowels to be more conversational. They need to be more speech-like, okay? So we don't need all of the pure vowels, all of the tall shaping and all of that. It's more singing like you speak, okay? So remember, speech level singing is what we want to go for when we're singing in commercial styles. And a lot of times classical singers, that can take a minute because that's an adjustment coming from a classical head dominant type of singing where your vowels need to be tall to cut through the orchestra. Okay. All right. So that's pure vowels. I think that's mistake number 3. The fourth common mistake that I see a lot with classical singers is maintaining legato. And that is one of the most distinctive characteristics of an opera singer. So if you really want to let folks know you sing opera, sing contemporary music and make everything legato. It's going to be a dead giveaway, okay? We got to cut some of the legato. We definitely got to cut some of the vibrato. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, we're singing like we speak. It's much more conversational. You're going back to your everyday speech sounds. I use primal sounds. I talk about that more in my course, but you're going back to your everyday type of speech singing. And you're really, the perspective around singing is that it's a simple extension of your speech. Okay. So we have to shift our mind around that. Cut the legato when you sing in contemporary styles, okay? I'm not saying you never have a line. Welcome to you guys who are joining. I'm saying you never have a line, but everything is not smooth and connected. That's not the correct style, okay? So we have to get out of that habit. Cut that legato habit. Maintain living vowels that are speech-like, and that'll help you to sound less classical. And the final mistake that I see, my classical singers that come in my studio, y'all, you don't dig into the rhythms enough, okay? Now, we ain't even talking about the voice. I'm talking about when you are crossing over to sing commercial style music, you got to feel the rhythm. You know what I mean? Especially if you sing in pop rock styles, if you sing in R&B, if you sing in pop styles, you got to feel that groove in your bones. I like to say that to my students. I make them laugh. But for real, you got to feel it. So when you standing there doing your exercises, like inside my course, I assign students Cheryl Porter exercises. I love Cheryl Porter's method and I love her exercises, especially for classical singers, because we have been so used to standing here, looking in the mirror, making sure our vowels are perfect, making sure all the posture and all the things. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying when you cross over and sing commercial music, it is not just about the beauty of your voice alone. That is a specific classical characteristic. When you sing in commercial music, it's about telling a story. It's about being a vibe, like people say. You know what I'm saying? It's about what presence are you adding? What atmosphere are you creating? And that's your voice plus the instrumentation. That's all the things going on working together. So you got to learn how to feel the rhythm. And if rhythm does not come naturally to you, you need need to get somebody to help you, get in a class, learn, go online. You can learn it, but you got to let that rhythm be a part of your being when you're crossing over to sing commercial style music, okay? So that's it, y'all. Those are the 5 mistakes that I see. Let me recap right quick. I'm going to take some water, and if y'all got questions, you can ask them. And then I'm going to invite you to my traction event that's happening next Monday. So the 5 mistakes, common mistakes that I see classical singers making when you're trying to sing commercial music. Number 1, you're singing too loudly. Number 2, clean onsets and releases. Number 3, maintaining pure vowels. Number 4, singing everything legato. And number 5, you're not digging into the rhythms enough. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, good. I'm at 10 minutes. So I'm going to take a drink of water. If you guys have questions, drop them. And if you don't have questions, you can, or right now, if nothing's coming to you, that's fine. You can drop them on the replay. Replay watchers on YouTube, you can drop your questions in the chat and I'll come back and answer them. So I want to invite you guys to, here's a question. How do I differentiate loud head voice from mixed voice? Yeah, so your head voice is going to resonate. I mean, it's going to be loud, those head voice tones, the frequency and stuff. But mixed voice, I think you're throwing me off with loud. So with a mixed voice, you're going to add pharyngeal resonance, which is loud. Pharyngeal resonance naturally makes your sound more powerful without you pulling weight up in the larynx, okay? So when you're doing a mixed voice, that's going to be there. Your head voice is going to be loud because of the frequency. That's fine, but you can control it. As long as you know how to control your breath pressure, you can control that volume. I'm not sure if I exactly understand your question. How do I differentiate loud head voice from mixed voice? Yeah. So a pure head voice is not going to have much pharyngeal in it, if I could answer it like that. A pure head voice, if you're coming from opera, and then a mixed voice is going to have pharyngeal resonance. It's going to be a blend of head quality and pharyngeal resonance with head mix. And then if you're doing a lower mix, it's going to be chest and pharyngeal, just on the foundational level. I hope that makes sense. Okay, thank you for your question. So I want to invite you guys to my Traction 4-day vocal cross training event. This is exclusively for classically trained singers and voice teachers wanting to learn how to sing commercial music without sounding operatic, okay? And it's also for you classical singers and voice teachers who feel purpose-driven. You're not just out there singing because you can. You're not just out there teaching just because it's a job. But no, you deep inside of you, you feel a purpose and a calling behind your ability to sing and your ability to teach. And furthermore, you feel and understand that learning this new skill set in contemporary style singing is going to open you up to greater influence, because you know how to talk the commercial language. You know how to interact with those students. So if that's you, I want you to DM me the word Traction. This is a 4-day event that I'm hosting over on Facebook. It starts next Monday, the 11th, and it goes through the 14th, okay? It's 4 days. It's totally free. And it's basically a kickoff event and giving you a little peek into my 8-week course, The Basics of Mix and Bell. Okay. Again, I have to keep saying this because a lot of singers are finding me on Instagram, and you guys sing, but you're not classically trained and you're not voice teachers. I am specifically called to serve advanced level classical singers and voice teachers right now. Okay. That's who I'm called to serve. So if that is you and you're wanting to learn how to sing commercial voice styles without sounding operatic, DM me the word Traction, or if you're on YouTube, click the link in my bio, or not in my bio, click the link in the description and you can request to join the group, okay? On Instagram, just shoot me a DM, Traction, and I'll send the link directly to you, okay? So that's all I have today. You guys, thanks for joining. I'll be back soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.